There was little cheer for investors here, the local market taking its lead from overseas as Wall Street had its worst day of the year. I spoke earlier to Charlie Aitken. Charlie Aitken, an ominous lead from offshore. I suppose it could have been worse here.
Yeah, Tiki, it's not often that you say the market down 46 points or 1%, it wasn't too bad an effort, but it actually wasn't in the scheme of things. Wall Street having its worst day of 2012. But the market hanging in reasonably well. Remember, the Australian market's done very poorly in a global and regional context this year. And I think it's probably fair that we didn't go down as much as Wall Street. So let's hope that continues.
Resources and diversified financials seem to have the heaviest selling. Was anything doing any better?
Well, you find on these days, Tiki, that the perceived defensive stocks do better, and that was absolutely what happened. Telecommunications, supermarkets, toll roads and casinos and gaming stocks all doing well. Most of those are actually up on the day, which showed there was rotation from market-linked earners and the resource stocks to those defensive sectors.
All right, well, to the stocks, BHP Billiton has committed to a $700 million spend on the Mad Dog field in the Gulf of Mexico. Is that significant?
Well, it seems that everything BHP says nowadays sees the shares fall. I mean, they had another tough day today, losing 2%. In the scheme of BHP's capex spend over the next 5 years, which is estimated at 80 billion, 700 million's not much, but they just tend to pick. It just can't seem to take a trick at the moment, BHP. So, look, it doesn't really matter what they say at the moment. The shares are just being derated.
The nickel play Mincor Resources had production figures and a project update out today. Anything catch your eye there?
Well, it was good to see the stock actually rally. Nickel stocks have done very, very poorly of late for a variety of reasons, and mostly being the nickel price hitting about a 4-year low. But the production data from Mincor was actually pretty good. And in a market that was tough in resources today, the market re-rated the shares a little bit. So a little bit of good news there, Tiki.
And tomorrow, official employment numbers out. How significant is that to the market?
Well, this is important in my view because, March, I think we all know March was a tough month in employment in Australia. But interestingly, economists are forecasting that the Australian economy added 5,000 jobs in March. I personally would be very surprised if that's the case, and it could be a market-moving number that has ramifications for the bond market, currencies and the equity market tomorrow. So watch the screens around 11 o'clock.
We will be doing just that. Thank you very much for talking to us, Charlie Aitken.
Thanks, Tiki.